In 2011, my channel was shut down one other time, and it was for broadcasting my own interview with Joe Rogan on my channel, and my channel was shut down for over a month because of that. And now my live feed has been shut down and this video pulled. I can't say it was because of him, but you know, for warning kids from away from doing drugs, and you know, I've got over 20 years of research and psychedelics, ethnobotany. I've renamed them to suggestogens because they cause hypersuggestion. And you know, I think it's absolutely absurd. What community guideline was violated for warning kids not to do these substances?
Infowars.com. See the censored Joe Rogan DMT expose. Spread it, use it. Last time they tried to censor something, we got 14 million views. Believe me, I had to pay for it. 14 million views when Drudge linked to it. So, everybody, get the expose they don't want you to see at Infowars.com. It's absolutely free. Our next guest is just popping in. We'll have him back up for a full hour in the next few weeks. He's Jan Irvin, and he's an author, researcher. Well-known, the guy that got Joe Rogan into podcasting and got him his first take, DMT. And he's now a Christian, thanks to some of the experience, I guess he had, some of the demonic stuff he saw. You can argue that either way, but he's warning you, don't take it. Well, guess what happened? Let me read his bio first. The video, the interview with me, went viral. He was on 2 days ago. And it was taken off his channel and many other channels on the internet for community guidelines violation, warning you about taking illegal drugs, ayahuasca, DMT. Pointing out that there are groups and clinics in the U.S. giving people these drugs illegally in mass, and the government is fully aware of it, and then programming people into cults. You know, cults, they're not good things. So Jan Irvin is a forensic researcher, author, and podcast host. He currently hosts a live weekly show called Unspun, but it's banned on YouTube now, focusing on exposing the many social engineering and intelligence programs that have been run against the American public since our country's inception, including the Salem witch trials, the Royal Society's so-called science, music used for mind control, eugenics, mental slavery, diet, nutrition. His primary focus has been to expose the entirety of the 60s counterculture as CIA true MK Ultra program. That's, by the way, declassified. I showed the Washington Post admitting it yesterday. In fact, let's pull that back up. You just type in Unabomber, MK Ultra, and click images. It's whole Washington Post articles, congressional hearings, everything. His shows are now in their 10th year, having done nearly 450 in-depth interviews, as well as interviewed on 300 other programs, including InfoWars, Alex Jones, 2011, and again 2019. His website's at logosmedia.com. So he's popping in with us. We'll do a document cam shot for TV viewers because we did an interview. We talked about professors and others that admittedly work in CIA programs. We talked about Joe and how they took DMT together, which Joe admits. He talked about his view that Joe is now the new Timothy Leary promoting this, and it was taken down off his channel in good standing for over a decade, and now his live streaming's been banned. And document cam shot, please. Hi, Logos Media, and they go on to say you violated the community guidelines. So if you try to stop Google, with the Google executives admittedly obsessed with ayahuasca, DMT, and the rest of it, and you tell folks that they might want to protect their kids from this, that's bad. Just like it's now bad if you don't want your 5-year-old to be at school when they have drag queen day where a full-grown man comes in and shakes their butt in their face and your child puts $5 bills in their G-string. That's obscene to not do that. So to tell kids, watch out for DMT or ayahuasca or cults, you're bad because Google is a cult. They're now banning the word family. As you may know, our community guidelines describe which content we allow and we don't allow on YouTube. Your video, AJ, first person to give DMT to Joe Rogan and Eddie Bravo, reveals darkness behind the drug. Wow. The darkness behind the drug, bad trips, bad experiences. My God, we're telling people not to take something way stronger than LSD. Wow, you can't allow that? I mean, Alex Jones doesn't want schools teaching 4-year-old girls how to masturbate and insert dildos. Yeah, we can show you mainstream media teaching 4- and 5-year-old girls how to have sex with a machine And, you know, they take our videos down. It's obscene to not teach little girls in school how to masturbate. Jocelyn Elder said, reach down and help them. Yeah, she's the good person. Let the teachers touch your daughter's wee-wee. Let the teachers touch the pee-pee. And again, folks, this is what goes on television. Teach your son how to use a dildo. Teach your daughter how to use it. It's good. And if you're a local radio listener or whatever saying this is crazy, we're streaming video of it now. TV stations are carrying it. You're saying, well, this shouldn't be seen. I agree. Adult television shouldn't have this. This is being shown to children in public schools. This is the agenda. So get them on drugs. Get them sexualized at an early age. That's the Aldous Julian Huxley plan. When we come back, we'll go to our guest. We got to back the next guest up 15 minutes. I want to get him on, but I promised the callers. We'll go to Julie, Diane, Mike, Robert, David, Jacob. I haven't even plugged yet. I'm so busy this hour. InfoWarsStore.com. Turbo Force is the ultimate vitamin mineral, total energy, fusion, next level, the best products, the best ingredients, the total mega package. Nothing else is even near it. Just like our information's unstoppable. Get Turbo Force today at InfoWarsLive.com. But I recommend you only take half a dose the first time. Beware the power of Turbo Force. Trump just recognized Guaido, who clearly won the last election, but the dictator didn't leave. Caracas Spring, not so fast, Venezuela's armed forces say, but it's basically collapsing martial law. They've been starving to death for years. The wonders of a government run by somebody like Alexandria Cortez. All right, I wanted to give him a chance to just pop in and respond to this. Then we're going to go back to your calls. We have another huge guest joining us, another even bigger guest that we may be able to get on. So it's a jam-packed final few hours here. But I wanted to get this gentleman on because, again, we did a very fair analysis report about DMT and about one of the top podcasts in the world with Joe Rogan just on every show. He had Mike Tyson on reportedly. I read the transcript. Just everybody should take it. It's great. Take DMT, take ayahuasca. There's all these people calling themselves shaman, running cults everywhere, programming people with it right here in Austin. People I know they're having bad experience. I know a bunch of people who've died taking it. You hear about it all the time. Oh, we went down to Peru and died, or yeah, a guy died outside Dallas on it. And it's just crazy, the stuff that's going on. Well, hey, the Aztecs thought it was wonderful, but oh, you violated the community guidelines. Jan Irvin. So thank you for joining us and now responding to this. We've posted the interview to Infowars.com where good luck getting it taken down. Joe's welcome to file a lawsuit if he wants. We can prove it all in court. See the censored Joe Rogan DMT expose. Find out why the intelligence agencies secretly promote the use of psychedelics. Good luck suppressing this, because all I'm going to do now is I'm going to start releasing everything about Austin and everything else. So just get ready for that. Hope you enjoy all of it. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, you know, and we didn't even get into on it, et cetera. But, you know, Alex, in 2011, my channel was shut down one other time, and it was for broadcasting my own interview with Joe Rogan on my channel, and my channel was shut down for over a month because of that. And now my live feed has been shut down and this video pulled. I can't say it was because of him, but, you know, for warning kids away from doing drugs. And, you know, I've got over 20 years of research in psychedelics, ethnobotany. I've renamed them to suggestogens because they cause hypersuggestion. And, you know, I think it's absolutely absurd. What community guideline was violated for warning kids not to do these substances? And, you know, it's absolutely absurd. You know, you've got the thing up there on screen, but I have a small company and I run mostly on donations, you know, and so this affects my livelihood as well. And I appreciate your listeners for supporting my show and subscribing to my channel and everything. They didn't pull my channel down this time, but they did kill my live feed. I had you know, right before my show last night with Lloyd DeYoung regarding Islam, they pulled the feed. I had to, you know, scramble to get it up on my Patreon feed. We only got a handful of the people who realized that the feed had been switched over to Patreon, and who knows how long it'll be until Patreon shuts it down. But, you know,
that's the message. That's the message is don't get in the way of Google and its ayahuasca DMT cult pushing, because we know Google's obsessed with taking hallucinogens. We know San Francisco is. This is their cult. This is how cults control people. This is mind control. This is how these people operate.
Yeah, I even had guys that I know were key players behind MK Ultra, like this guy James Martinez contacts me yesterday. He worked with Walter Board. He worked with Dr. Andrea Puharich. He was part of the Council of Nine that we talked about on our shows. Worked with guys like Uri Geller, et cetera, who admitted on Red Ice years ago that he was CIA. But these guys were tied. This guy's tied in from several different directions. From what he even admitted to me in his email to me, and he's threatening, to go on your show, and he's going to write a letter exposing me as a fraud and all of this stuff. But he doesn't even realize the level of research that I have in MK Ultra and these guys.
Yeah, if I was you, I wouldn't worry about all these little guys, okay, that are all trying to have their own deal. We have the Washington Post on screen. CIA infiltrated 17 area groups, gave out LSD. Okay, Theodore Kaczynski was in the MK Ultra mind control program. A bunch of the professors you list are admittedly in programs funded by DARPA and the CIA. Timothy Leary admitted it all, that the whole thing was run by that.
Absolutely.
So again, they want it down because they are now proliferating, quote, self-help groups all over the country under different names that are practicing classical mind control to try to induct particularly wealthy people into their church. That's what it is. Okay, this is all about power. And all about, you're not on ayahuasca, you're not on DMT, but you get somebody into it who's never done it, and then they think you're God. They think you're their shaman. They worship you. This is the oldest thing. This is what Charlie Manson did with LSD and his cult, period. Period.
Absolutely. And Joe, or excuse me, Alex, just to mention, is from my research, in my opinion, it appears that the Esalen Institute up in Big Sur, Northern California, is who is behind a lot of this stuff, and they're tied in with SRI, the CIA, all of these other groups, and Esalen was co-founded by Aldous Huxley, who, as I have exposed, repeatedly for years, it was the key architect behind MK Ultra. And I even had Commander General Albert Stubblebine on my show in 2013, admitting my research on this, and Aldous Huxley was correct.
He ran the Pentagon's operations in this, and he confirmed it all.
Absolutely. Yep, and he confirmed it on my show as well. But they do not want this stuff out, and they're trying to they've shadow banned my account. They shadow banned my Facebook pages, all of my websites and the searches.
Let's be clear. They're saying, hey, one more strike, you're gone. You don't put this interview up, buddy. You sit there and you take it and you shut up and you let us go on there and have Joe say, oh, he's attacking Sandy Hook families right now. He's got to be taken off air, when I'm not doing that. It's the left's attacking families and doxing the Catholic youth and saying go attack them, and then they won't take the Twitter down. So see, Joe's just, oh, I'm Alex's friend, but he's crazy and nuts and full of crap, and he's being sued, so he can't be on air, and the censorship's okay, blah blah blah. And I'm just supposed to go, oh, that's okay. You're just the advertising arm of a giant DMT cult, an ayahuasca cult operating across the U.S. and now transnationally. So I'm just going to sit here and let you sit up on your high horse and explain to me how the cow ate the cabbage. I'm just going to roll over and die while you crap all over me. No, that's not how it works.
Absolutely. Same thing to me. I mean, you and I were both friends with him. I was friends with him for almost a decade, and, same stuff. And he thinks I'm just going to roll over and watch him, defame me, slander me, claim that my research is bogus, that he disproved it with Dennis McKenna, et cetera. It's nonsense. They haven't. All they did was name call, use appeals to ridicule, have hit pieces ran, as far as I can tell, with Simon Powell, with Daniel Pinchbeck, with Iona Miller, and all these people. And I've shown how these people were working behind the scenes. It's,
let's stop there. Let's stop there, because you obsess. The literature is all there. We should just get into the history of it and then the current stuff when you come back, because you're into like mentioning these people that don't matter, that are side issues. Joe's the big mothership. He's the brain bug. he's the guy that he's the guy that pulls them all in. Okay, and so we're going to expose it. The article that the video that's censored is on Infowars.com. Let's put it back on screen right now. Infowars.com. We have our own servers. We have our own platforms. It's there. Infowars.com. Infowars.com. See the censored Joe Rogan DMT expose. Spread it. Use it. Last time they tried to censor something, we got 14 million views. Believe me, I had to pay for it. 14 million views when Drudge linked to it. So, everybody, get the expose they don't want you to see at Infowars.com. It's absolutely free. Hey, Jan, Irvin, we'll talk to you again very, very soon. God bless.
Keep for having me back, Alex.
You bet. It's quite the experience, isn't it?
It is, you know, it really is. Thank you again so much.
Well, we'll talk again soon. Here's the deal. I'm not backing down, okay? And my whole, operation is not attacking Joe Rogan. And it's not because he didn't have me back on his podcast. It's because I already kind of knew all this, and then it all just came together, and when I learned locally, and then I just sat back and looked at it, and him doing the talking points, the establishment, and then I learned about he's going and visiting with these certain professors that are telling him what to say and what to do. Joe is compromised. And I got bigger fish to fry if he wasn't sitting there gunning at me and doing all this. So fine, I'm not rolling over. You want to fight? Better believe you got one now. Separately, ladies and gentlemen, your financial support is now more critical than ever, ladies and gentlemen. We're fighting so they don't teach 5-year-olds how to give blowjobs in schools and masturbate. That's right. We're fighting so that they're not forcibly inoculating you and you don't have to eat GMO. We're fighting to make sure our borders aren't open to radical jihadis and Islamicists. We're fighting to make sure that people aren't pushing DMT and ayahuasca on school children. We need you to buy products at InfoWarsLife.com that are high quality and great, like our new Turbo Force. It is the ultimate beyond pre-workout, beyond energy drink, beyond everything. It's the total fusion and the best out there in the world. Turbo Force, InfoWarsLife.com. Turbo Force. CBD-rich hemp oil is totally organic, all natural, something God gave us, and it doesn't have THC in it, and it's totally legal in all 50 states. This is where everybody's going. This is what your body actually needs. There are so many different spectrums of this natural oil that comes from hemp, now legal and lawful in all 50 states, that you need to just go research it for yourself. Now, obviously, there's been a giant marijuana legalization craze that Soros has funded the last 10 years. I've not been involved in that. It's a huge bubble. This is not marijuana. There are hundreds of varieties of hemp. This is industrial hemp that has all the good attributes, but not the bad attributes that turn people into potheads in their basements, picking and eating their boogers. This is the good CBD from the organic hemp oil. And there are so many great products that you simply need to go to InfoWarsStore.com and link over to WashingtonsReserve.com, or simply go to WashingtonsReserve.com yourself to look at all the products, to read about the history, and to see the facts for yourself. It's a 360 win. There are different CBD rich hemp oil extractions for many, many, many different uses. You owe it to yourself to go look at this for yourself and to also understand it helps fund the info war. People wonder why I haven't gotten into CBD oil. Well, because some of the stuff's got problems, some of it can get you high, and some of it can get you arrested. This is not that. Legal in all 50 states. It's from hemp, not marijuana. It's totally legal. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we can ship to all 50 states right now from the great website, WashingtonsReserve.com.